We're now in Dcad lesson 22C, and we're continuing with the floor plan. What we're going to do today is we're going to focus on a quick and dirty kitchen over here, and it's going to be adjacent to the bathroom so we can consolidate our plumbing. I'm just going to do just a real simple L-shaped kitchen over here and leave this additional space over here for dining or just other additional living area at this point in time. Once we get the kitchen somewhat laid out, we can scoot things around if we want to. So what I'm going to do initially is I need to change my line type here, and so Control W, and I can go to my line types because I have layer 20 up already. You can see it right here for lines, and I'm going to hit Z for zoom and zoom up over here, and for my line type, and this is my line type toolbox right here, I'm going to do same as, and what I want is floor plan new fixtures. That'll be for cabinets, appliances, that sort of thing. So now you can see that I've changed the width of my line to 0.04, and it's going to be a filled line. So Control M and Control M again. So also I want to use that bright red color so it stands out. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw an L here. I'm going to use these existing wall lines in order to do that. Hit V for vector, and I'm in orthogonal mode, and right click there in the corner, just come down a ways and just left click and hit my scroll button to initiate the command. Now I'm going to select that line and open up the info box, and you can see that it's selected because the info box is showing that the selection is red. So now I'm going to go out of orthogonal mode and hit F2 for parallel by distance, and I want 0.5 inches. And the reason I'm doing that is that I want to pull the cabinet away from the wall because the dimensions in the walls are showing just framing, and I want to allow for the sheetrock. So I've clicked out here, it was a selection, and now I can go ahead and delete that original line. And zooming up to this corner real quick, you can see that this is the back of my cabinets, the red line, and the black lines are the walls. So I have my half-inch distance there that I need. Now I'm going to select that red line and hit F2 again for parallel by distance. Hit Tab, and I'm going to type in 2 and hit Enter. And again, we're just dealing with selected entities only. That's checked right there, so I don't have to worry about clicking on any other lines. And pull it down, and there we have it. So now I'm going to hit Z for zoom. And I want to see what my length is here, because cabinet increments are in 3-inch, standard cabinet increments are in 3-inch increments, 24-inch cabinet, a 21-inch cabinet, 18, so on and so forth. It's just how they make them. So I'm going to hit V for vector real quick. I'm going to go hit H for orthogonal, go over and right click to there, and just might as well close these all up. V for vector and go on up to here and click. So now I'm going to hit H, go out of orthogonal mode, and select these red lines, all 4 of them, and hit B to combine them. And then hit escape. And if I click on one, it selects the whole enchilada. So what I want to see is how long this line is right here, because I want that to be in a 3-inch increment if possible. So if I click on that and come up to here, I'm at 7'3", and I'm going to hit V for vector and check that with the distance Y to make sure that it's not even some kind of bizarre fraction. 7.25. Okay, that's 7'3". Control Z to get rid of that dimension. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to want a dishwasher here. I'm going to want a sink here because it's kind of close to my plumbing and stuff, just kind of handy. I'm not worried about having a view out or anything like that. Don't need to, necessarily have a kitchen window in this particular case. So I'm going to hit Control F9, and I'm already in appliances. So I'm going to go down to dishwasher. It's right here at the top, and click open and bring it over here, and then I'm going to explode it so I can see all of the points on it, and then I'm going to turn it into a group by group. Go over here to group define and click on that. So now I can take some measurements here real quick. I'm going to just see, this should be 2 feet exactly. I'm going to use and it is. Okay, just got to be, make sure we have that correct. So I can go to my end here. Now, one of the things I'm going to want to do is we're going to have like a 3/4 inch end piece that hides the side of the dishwasher here, but I don't want a little 3/4 inch piece out here on the end, so we're going to use like a little bit of a filler. So I'm actually going to hold my dishwasher back 3 inches. So I'm just going to hit R to rotate, tab -90, and hit M, and gravity move to that corner, and go up 0.3 inches. Okay, so that is positioned now. So this distance from here to here should be 2'3". V for vector, and we'll be checking it up here. Gravity move and gravity point, and then gravity move using the comma. And looking up there, it says 2.25. So we're good. Okay, so next I'm going to want to put a sink adjacent to it. So I'm going to hit Control F9, and I'm going to go into plumbing. And down here, my symbols, and I'm going to look for a 33-inch sink. Okay, let's see, which one do we want to use though? Let's try this one here. Yeah, that looks like what we want. I'm going to hit open and just click there, and I'm going to go ahead and explode it, and then I'm going to turn it into a group and hit R, tab 90 to rotate it around. Now I want to check my sink width also. V for vector, gravity point, and then hit my comma for gravity move, and it looks like I'm 2.75 up here. I'm going to do that again so you can see it. 2.75, so I'm thinking that's 33 inches. Okay, so so now I need to position that next to this dishwasher, and this handle, the way it's set up is that this handle right here should be at the back of the wall here. So if I'm going to be this is 2 feet out from the back, the front of the cabinets, and if I want to go to the back here, all I have to do, and this is a 33-inch sink, so half of that would be 16.5 inches. So I'm going to hit M for move, and just gravity move to this point right here by the dishwasher interfaces with the front of the cabinet. Gravity move using the comma, and then I'm going to hit point relative, and I want to go 2 from X dimension and 16.5 inches for my Y. And so I've located the sink there, and so now let's check our dimensions here. See how we're doing along the front here. Hit V for vector, go from here up to here, and it's looking like 4.75 up there in the Y. So that's looking good. So far, so good. Let's see what we have left here. Now we're going to need 12 inches along the front here for a lazy Susan in the corner. They're just most often the most efficient way to access storage in a corner. So I'm going to gravity move to that, and we have 2'3" there. So that's 27 inches. So if we take out 12 inches of that, that leaves us a 15-inch cabinet that would be next to the sink there. So I'm thinking that all will actually work pretty well. And we're going to do the same thing on this other side. Now the things we need to put over here are a range, and we're also going to need to deal with a fridge over here. So what I want to do is I want to put a small cabinet here, like a 12-incher. First, my lazy Susan will have 12 inches, then another 12 inches, because I'd like to have a little bit of space between the range and the lazy Susan. So let me go ahead and call up a range, Control F9, and we're going to go back to appliances. And let's just see what we have for range here. Range 20, all kinds of ranges. See what else we have. Refrigerators and stuff too. Might as well get a refrigerator out here also. So the range, let's see, we'll go ahead and click on this guy, and this looks like it's an old, this is an old symbol, a really old. This was done in 1999. Wow. That's okay. I'm just going to go ahead and open it. And what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and explode it. But I want to make the whole thing 0.4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my info box here, click on the lines. I'm going to make that 0.04, that's for my line width. Hit tab, and then I also want to fill the wide lines. Click OK. And so my range now has been thickened, so to speak. So I want to set the handle. This point right along this line will be removed later. So let's see, did I select that? No, I'm going to select it, and I want to make that into a group. Okay, so now let's see what our width of our range is. Should be 20. Oh, that's a 30-inch range. Okay, Control Z. That's good. So that's 15 inches. So in order to figure all this out, I'm going to hit R and rotate it. Tab 90. Okay, so it's 30 inches, 15 inches each way, 1'3" each way. We have 2 feet here, and then a foot also for the Lazy Susan. So that's 3 feet, and then to the center, and we're going to have another 12-inch cabinet. That's 4 feet. And so the easy way to do this, so you don't have to think too much, is M. I'm just going to come out 4 feet. I don't want to think too much. It makes my head hurt. Minus 4, tab 0, and then I'm going to hit M and come another minus 15 inches. Okay, so now here we have from here to here 2 feet. That's 1 foot for the Lazy Susan and 1 foot for some fairly narrow drawers. I want to see how much space there is between the range and the sink at this point in time. Vector, Control K, from centers to center, Control K. And the length of that line is, okay, so it's a little over 4 feet. Not bad. I'm getting rid of it. So now I need to pull this over here, and I think what I'm going to do is do a got to decide how big of a cabinet I want and how close I want that fridge to be. So I think what I'll do is I'll just do a 15-inch cabinet over on this side of the range. So I'm just going to grab these two. I selected this cabinet line. I've grabbed these two, and I'm going to go H for orthogonal mode and pull these guys over here, and then gravity move. And then I'm going minus 15 inches. Okay, so now I can go ahead and look at a fridge and pop it in right here. Control F9. And let's see, we have to decide how big of a fridge we want. It's a small place. Let's see, that's for refrigerator. Let's see, let's try a 30-inch, see how that works. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and explode, and then I'm going to go ahead and turn it into a group, and hit me V for vector to make sure my 30 inches is correct, and 2.5 it is. Okay, so R tab 180 to rotate this guy around, and since it's 30 inches, it'll be 15 inches from the center line here, but I want a little inch gap here just to have a little bit of space between the countertop and the fridge. So I'm going to move it over 16 inches. So M, gravity move to the corner there, and I'm going minus 16 inches, and there's our fridge located. Okay. And what I want to do is see what my distance from center to center here is. Control K, and then to this here, Control K. The Kitchen and Bath Designers Institute, or whatever it is, that's something like that. Basically, they have guidelines for work triangles and all that. Basically, you want your work triangle to be spaces between these appliances to try to be not less than of any of the legs of the triangle, try not to be less than 4 feet nor greater than 9 feet. So this line right here is about 7'9", so that's really pretty good. These two here are going to be pretty close. If I take this and stick it over to here, Control K, and right now it's not quite 4 feet, but you know what? That's okay. It's not; those rules aren't cast in stone, you know. Okay, so we're going to hit delete to get rid of that line. We no longer need it. So I'm going to do my upper cabinets now, and one of the things I want to do with the upper cabinets is I want to have a little more head space, for lack of a better term, above the sink here. And so what I'm going to do is, because the cabinets also, since they're coming in 3-inch increments, and we're also going to have a range hood, I want to have a little bit of space on each side of the sink above it, if that makes any sense. Okay, so what I have here from here to this end is basically 2'3", and what I have from here to the end, it should be 2'3". So if I just come 3 inches over on each side, then I'll have a 2-foot cabinet that's actually going to work pretty well for me there. So hit V for vector, and I'm going to go, and this is going to be quick and dirty here. I'm just going to go just 3 inches back to the rear there, and then I'm going to go tab 3 inches up. And I'm just going to come out this way a little ways, H for orthogonal mode, and then I'm going to select this line, set a handle on this portion of the sink right here, and hit the mirror command to slash, and I'm already into Y, so that's going to work out quite well there. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to come out a foot, but first I'm going to take and go out of orthogonal mode and trim these to that line E, to trim to that line. And so now I'm going to hit V for vector. Actually, there's a real quick and easy way to do this. I'm going to hit V and just go hit 3 points on this back here. And so I've drawn another line, actuated it with my scroll button. I'm going to select that line. Of course, it selected the whole thing. Hit enter. And so it's just selected the back line I just drew. And you can see it's red. So I'm going to hit F2. And I want F2. Try that again. And I hit tab. And I want that distance to be 1, because wall cabinets are 1 foot out from the wall or from the sheetrock. So I'm going to click near that and pull it down to 1. Okay, so now I can hit E and click this one to this one, E, click that to that. And so I'm going to trim this between them now. So now I'm going to go over here to my various trimming toolboxes and go to trim between 2 lines there, and select that, and select the line, and then the 2 I want to trim between, and bingo. Okay, so that pretty well maps out. Actually, that's not a bad kitchen for a little space like this. We're going to have to decide how we want to utilize this space, because we have some area over here. This could be a nice little dining area. We just have to, or we could also do some additional storage over here. So anyway, hit Control W. Actually, zoom up on the floor plan here a little better, so get a good idea of where we're headed. We have quite a bit of open space here. It's actually fairly large. So that concludes a quick and dirty layout of our kitchen. Concludes Dcad lesson 22C.